Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas Studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. We are dedicating today's show, 9/11, never forget, remember and show. 20 years ago today, the worst tragedy ever on U.S. soil. Over 3,000 lives were lost, both in the towers, first responders, etc. And this is a show that we dedicate to each and every one of those affected by the actual incidents at the World Trade Center 20 years ago. Our country will never be the same, hasn't been the same, but we only hope that we'll never forget as we continue to move forward and move further away from the day of the actual events. We send our thoughts and prayers to each and every one of you out there who were somehow affected, even to this day, by the events of what happened in New York City 20 years ago. My name is Aaron Phillips. We want to welcome you to this great edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere. As I said, this is a great edition. Why? Because we're here, as always, every Saturday. First show after our 100th episode last week. This is 101. What better way than to have guests in our studio? First, our regular crew. Chief is on the couch this week. He is setting stuff. He's over there giving away. There we go. There you are. He has to remember. He has to work those fingers now over on the cameras. Of course, the man, Mr. Matt Mullen, joins us.
What's up?
And the beautiful ladies of Glow. How can you not think of these two ladies? April Hum. I'm going to butcher it because she yelled at me all last time. Why don't you introduce our other? She yelled at me last time and she scares me, Chief.
That is the effervescent Colonel Ninotchka.
Did he say it right?
He did. He did really good.
Okay. Ninotchka.
Nino. You can just call her Nino.
Nino?
Nino for sure.
You can call him Lori.
Oh, Lori. Okay, so we're going kayfabe today. We're going kayfabe today. Lori, okay. And of course, why are we echoing? Do we have that on? Is that why we're feeding back? There should be headsets over there. There should be a headset back there. Brett Lawson from Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
And Grace.
I was going to get that in a second. He had never met April and Lori before, so he's hanging out with us in the DJ booth from Unsportsmanlike Conduct. And Grace Kelly is behind the board today.
Yeah. I heard Aaron almost went head over heels.
Yes. Yeah, he did. He tried getting up from the desk, and there was a cord that caught him, and yeah.
Had a little spill.
He almost had a little tumble. Anyway, ladies, how you doing?
Good. Very
Fantastic.
Doing good? Let's get this close to you there, April, if you can. I don't know. Is her mic up there, boss?
Am I
don't
okay?
know. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you also have your feed going on your page, yes?
I do. I'm live on Facebook.
Give him a shout out. Tell everybody.
Facebook, we are here, and you guys saw Ninotchka here. We're here with Aaron Phillips and
Oh
Thoughts
my
Count
God,
Anywhere.
she
And-
butchered my
and
name.
She put
How could you do that? Royal Hawaiian is Ninotchka.
Ninotchka.
Not Ninotchka.
See, I told you.
Holy cow.
That's why I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
And
Anyway.
so we're here for a good time this morning and getting ready to go to CAC.
Yeah, Cauliflower Alley Club is in town this week over at the Gold Coast, right?
Yeah.
What days? What
Monday,
days is it
Tuesday,
open?
Wednesday.
Monday,
So
Tuesday.
we're
And we'll
gonna
get into when you guys
Yeah.
are going to be there and what you got going on. It's an annual event that's taking place in Vegas. Of course, last year it didn't happen because of the quarantine.
Right.
But it should be fun. A lot of wrestling action scheduled, a lot of great guests. They have a room with vendors and people and meeting and whatnot, dinners and all sorts of stuff. A lot of good fun. I hope to hear something soon. This is whether I'm going to be on
Saturday.
commentary. I know. My wife's...
Where's B. Brian Blair when you need him?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know. Good morning to
All
everybody.
the things I want to say.
I'll do the shout out there.
Good morning to everybody in the chat room. Thomas, Garth, Carlos, we thank you all for tuning in. Our phone number, of course, 702-329-6947. Press the number 1 to come into the studio. If you're outside the United States, it's okay. We love you too. 855-502-4321. Also, press 1 to come into the studio. Okay.
Call in because the chief said so.
Yeah, we have that drop somewhere. I don't think it's officially been finished yet. Is that right, Mr. Aaron? Well, what? The drop the chief did about calling in because the chief said so. Remember we recorded that about, 4 weeks ago? We did? Yes, we did.
We did.
It will be ready.
Post-concussion syndrome. Sorry.
I don't even have Halfheimers today.
No, you're good. You're on it today. You're on it today. All right. Listen, we got a lot going on because we've been so busy the last couple of weeks. We haven't really talked about stuff in the world of pro wrestling. So you guys, you're joining our panel today because we want to get your perspective on everything that's been going on. Let's start with a couple of rumors first. Okay, we're going to do that. Rumor is that Kevin Owens' contract is up sooner than many thought. And, of course, anytime anybody leaves WWE, everybody's thinking AEW. So what are your thoughts on the future? Let's start with Matt on Kevin Owens. What's your thoughts?
I can totally see him leaving. He hasn't been used right in years. And He put up a tweet with like the coordinates of Mount Rushmore, and if you were a fan of Kevin Steen before Kevin Owens, the Mount Rushmore of like that faction was Kenny Omega. No, is it? Yeah, it was Omega, the Young Bucks,
Yep.
and him.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
It was Cole, the Young Bucks, and him. Sorry.
Gotcha.
So if they reunite, that'd be awesome.
And then, of course, conversation about Sami Zayn's contract also with his status with WWE. His contract's going to be running out soon. What are your thoughts, guys, on all of these stars leaving the WWE for the AEWs and Impact and things like that? The world of professional wrestling is changing. Thoughts?
You know, this week I've been so busy. I haven't been up on all the current. I've been hearing about it because, of course, I have my connection.
Sure.
With,
Oh, yeah.
Sam in Jersey is my wrestling connection. So this week I kind of missed a lot of it. But, you know, things are ending and people are shifting and moving around. And I'm hoping for some new blood to come into WWE with some of these leaving. So
Right.
I'm still a Tessa Blanchard. And, you know, I don't know why they just don't give up on that and let her come in or try.
And it's interesting you said that because I shared a story with you guys this week that allegedly, according to reports, both WWE and AEW as of today are hands off on her for whatever the reasons.
Yes.
You know, we know there was some controversy and all that.
Controversy, yep.
Lori, let me ask you this question. Is this the best time for wrestling fans with all that's going on, with all the promotions and new ones and everything, as a wrestling fan? Some people are calling it the best time ever to be a fan. What do you think?
I think so. I think it's always great when things get changed up.
Okay.
And it's always amazing to see, like, if somebody changes, they can have a whole new reboot, you know? Everything is so different now. You know, we're all coming out of COVID. Everybody just wants to get crazy, you know? So I think it's great to shake it up and try some different things. And you know, it makes a whole list of new matches that you didn't think you were going to get to see. So I think it's awesome.
Chief, let me ask you this question. With everybody that AEW has signed thus far from the WWE, and we know there's talk of a few others maybe down the line.
Correct.
I'm gonna put it out there, so don't hate the messenger. Is AEW becoming WWE light?
Here's you and I listened to a show this morning.
Yes.
Okay. My thought was when I heard the comments, I don't think it's AEW picking the stars up that WWE's dropping.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought was it's gone back to territorial.
Yes.
Okay. And WWE's dropping wrestlers. Another territory's picking them up. Well, unfortunately, not even unfortunately, fortunately, they both are global
Right.
in the United States. So we're going to see better wrestling, period.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm the old school guy. Wrestling's great today, but I saw great wrestling back when. So that's how I compare it.
Yeah, you watch wrestling on the radio. We
On
know.
the radio.
Right, of course.
So, Sean, if you're listening, there's your plug, buddy.
Yeah, good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Thomas. Lulisa Thompson, thank you for joining us. I'm just afraid that eventually AEW, because they have a 2-hour show right now. We know that they have the one on Friday, which is 1 hour. We know that one of the knocks on Raw is that it's 3 hours, and they still can't get everybody on. Last night on SmackDown, the women's tag team match got scratched because they ran out of time. I'm afraid with AEW, they're going to run out of television time to get all these wrestlers and performers on that they're signing. Rumor has it that I shared with you guys this morning, Strowman is very strongly linked to Impact and not going to AEW. I mean, I find that interesting, and if that's going to work, great, and I'm happy that he's going to be happy there. But not everybody's going to AEW, and I'm concerned that, you know, basically AEW is really going to become bogged down with all these great performers. You mentioned it too, Lori. Where's all these young talent going to come from? And that was what NXT was supposed to be for the quote-unquote main roster, and we know all of that stuff. Where are these people going to come from? And with all of these names coming back, being traded and moved and signing all over the place, territories notwithstanding, we're seeing what is AEW doing differently than WWE? Remember, that's what they said coming out of the box.
What's Tony Khan thinking and doing behind the scenes that we don't know about yet?
Right. No, I agree.
That's the question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now WWE said they're not going to sign any indie talent, so
where are they going to get these people from?
Well, my girl got signed.
Who? Which one?
Our girlfriend.
She was from WoW. Lioness,
That's right. That's right.
Faithy J. So she was on the news and they interviewed, and she had her interview.
That's
before
right, I
she
remember
signed.
that.
So I'm happy for her. Girl's been working hard
Yeah.
and everything possible, and so she signed. So she's looking good.
So are they just going to do tryouts around the country and around the world like we saw in Vegas for SummerSlam to get talent now?
Probably.
I mean, that's the only way if they're not going to sign indies or things like that.
Why would you want people that already know what they're doing? That'd be
That's,
strange.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Next topic. Rumors WWE, which this is going to kind of lead into this, offered Adam Cole to the main roster to become Keith Lee's mouthpiece, like Leo Rush for Bobby Lashley. And all I just have to, and they were going to change his name to avoid confusion with Michael Cole, and there's no confusion between and Michael Cole. But I have to ask straight out, what the fuck? I mean, I usually don't say it like that on the air, but what are they thinking about trying to, they're going to bring him up to just basically be a manager who was he was the longest reigning NXT champion, if I'm not mistaken, when he had the belt at NXT as a champ. And now you're going to bring him up to simply be a manager and change his name, no less? What I mean, here's the exit door, Mr. Cole. We'll just see it right out now.
Fans would have lost their minds if they would have changed his name and just make him a mouthpiece. He's like one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
Exactly.
How many years did he carry NXT? Couple years.
4?
Well, it
years?
was like, but didn't he have the belt for over 400 days as
He's
the
the
champ
longest
himself?
champion in
Yeah.
NXT history.
I mean,
So here's
buy our shirt. Creative sucks.
So here's the question:
Creative is trash.
Who was making that decision?
Of what? To offer
him
Cole?
to be the mouthpiece for. Who was making that decision?
It was Vince and Bruce Pritchard's idea. It wasn't even Creative's idea.
Exactly.
Because now Triple H and Shawn Michaels allegedly are obviously not running NXT. By the way, real quickly, I said this to Chief. We got here to the studio at the same time. I did not see the match, but on Busted Open, they talked about during the Seth Rollins and Edge match last night. Great match.
Yes.
Edge used the pedigree, which
Yeah.
we all know when we hear the word pedigree, we associate it with whom? Triple H, right? The announcer said there was a great wrestler once who used to use the pedigree, or something to that effect.
What?
Oh, no, he didn't.
They never mentioned Triple H in that sentence. Now, we know he had the heart issue, and maybe Edge just did it to honor Triple H and, we're thinking about you kind of thing. But how do you not mention Triple H when the pedigree is being used in the ring and you just say a former great wrestler used...
And not say his name. Come on.
What is that? What does that tell you? What kind of message does that send, if any? And we all know how Vince is in the ear of a lot of the commentators, man. I mean, what the heck with that?
I don't know. Maybe he's got still grief on him from NXT losing the ratings war with AEW. Even now they're starting to crawl up Monday Night Raw's ass. But
Wow.
it's crazy. I wonder if Triple H has come out of the hospital and not realize what's going on.
Right.
They're like, oh, I can't wait to see Adam Cole in NXT and blah blah and the hell happened?
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, you know what's going to be interesting? The next big thing, Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yeah, AEW, and that's one of the reasons why we'll talk about this after we come back from the break.
You're going to see Paul Levesque is all elite.
That would be, I think, the dagger in WWE.
Yes.
All right, let's have a second break.
Yeah, that
When
was
we come
good.
back, we're going to go into All Out Results. We'll talk about some of the surprises that came up. And also, I also want to talk about the great gesture we did at our last remote. And we want to remind everybody how they can continue to help the Nevada Coalition for Suicide Prevention. I know you guys want to touch on that a little bit with all that happened with Daphne and such. We'll talk about that on the other side. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. We'll be back in about 60 seconds.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit hey, all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide much-needed life-saving equipment to first responders. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
If inspiration is the beginning, where does it lead? Experience the 2021 Mazda 3 sedan. and see where inspiration can take you.
Grab the brass ring in a 2021 Mazda 3 with exclusive FSW discounts at Findlay Mazda. Get Garth today at the Valley Auto Mall.
All right, welcome back. Thoughts count anywhere. 702-329-6947. Press 1 if you're listening to us on the app. Thank you so much for taking us on the go. Give us a call. 855-507-4321. Press 1 if you're outside the U.S. Let us know your thoughts on anything going on in the world of pro wrestling. Okay, real quickly. This past Tuesday night, we were down to Fire. Was it Tuesday night? Maybe the week before. I don't know. My weeks are all. I was 10 days ago. We were down at Firehouse Subs. And with the help and support of our great fan base and our shirts on thoughtscountanywhere.com, we were able to donate $1,035 to the Nevada Coalition for Suicide Prevention. Awesome. And we want to thank everybody for participating. Now, as we mentioned,
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for calling Thoughts Count Anywhere. Who's this, please?
Juan.
Hey, how are you?
Juan, how are you?
Good, Juan. Thank you for calling. What can we do for you?
Question. For April and Colonel.
Hey, Juan.
Hi, Juan.
Yeah, I got a question for you girls. Why is it either the referees or either David, they always get beat up by you girls? Why is that?
Because it was something fun to do.
Because they're puny capitalist wimps, of course. And because men don't know what they're doing in the ring, obviously it's only the women.
Plus, me being the bad heel that I was, I used to try and get a dig in anywhere I could. So the referees were always in the way, so they were the easiest ones to beat on.
There you go. Thank you, Juan, for your call.
So I guess the answer is because we could.
Because we can. And we still do.
Now, wait a minute. Let me get a picture in my head.
Did you know April used to break lollipops?
Do you know
I think so.
Do you know that has been like the most recent thing that people have been telling me about is the Tammy Jones lollipop smash match? I'm telling you, I don't know why, but recently just everybody, like when I talk to someone, it's usually like the Americana match or something, but the Tammy Jones and that stupid lollipop is like a big issue. Everybody's like, why did you do that? I said, why wouldn't I? You know?
I got to think about this for a second. If I have a choice,
talk about it 30 years later. That's why.
If I have a choice of going to the dentist and having root canal, or being beaten up in the middle of the ring by April and the Colonel, which one would I take? B all day long.
Oh yeah.
All day long.
Oh, it hurts so good.
And twice on Sunday. Okay. So,
but your dentist is Britt Baker. So which one would you take?
All right, I have to think, and I hate dentists. Dentists are like kryptonite for me, but for Britt, I may have to think a little longer. Okay, just a little longer. Okay, so as I was saying, so we made that donation. Go out to thoughtscountanywhere.com, click on the shop tab, right? It's not swag, shop tab. You'll see 2 shirts on there, all relating to Garth. We've been raising funds through that shirt. All proceeds that we earn go to the cause, Nevada Coalition for Suicide Prevention. We will continue to do that all year long as shirts continue to be purchased. Plus, there's new shirts. Straight out of TCA is a new shirt we have up there, right?
Yeah.
It's a new one up there, so merchandise is changing. Check it out. We appreciate your support.
I'm trying to get that 3/4 Halfheimer shirt up there this week.
Keep the suicide prevention awareness out there.
Yes.
Whenever you do.
You let me know when I can do my little plug.
Yep.
Real quick.
Yes.
Otto, thanks very much for doing the show with us. You put it over, and I appreciate it.
And they welcome us back next September. They are welcoming us back on the 28th, so we're okay there, Otto. Thank you very much.
They heard them all the way from Panda Express.
It was hilarious, okay? My people on my page were like, did you see that show with Thoughts Count Anywhere and Otto? And I said, did I see it? I said, Otto was the new host.
That's right.
I said he tried to kick Aaron out and then, Chief. It was hilarious.
But we have the bribe material because at the end of the show he said he was going to go outside dancing. We filmed it
I
and
saw
put
that.
it on the show. So we've got bribe material now in Otto.
I saw that.
So Aaron was kind enough to catch it. All right, let's go into some results about AEW. Then at the bottom of the hour before we go to break, then we'll talk about suicide prevention, Daphne, and all that stuff you guys want to get into. Let's quickly go over the results. Best Friends and Jurassic Express defeated the Hardy Family Office. Gentlemen, thoughts?
That was a good match. I figured Jungle Boy would get over.
It was a good match, and I'm glad to see Matt got his just due.
Ooh. Miro defeated Eddie Kingston to retain the TNT Championship.
I was hoping Kingston would win that one. I really was. But it didn't work that way.
Is Miro really in a better position here at AEW thus far than he was in WWE? I'm just curious because I don't see him being marketed on AEW as much as some of the other stars. So I'm just curious.
I think now he's in a better spot. When he was like the best man or whatever, that was kind of dumb for 6 months.
Right.
But what he's doing now, I think he's in a way better place.
Okay. All right. Did you guys get a chance to watch All Out at all last week?
Did not. So I got to catch up.
That's all right.
I've been getting ready for this week, so I just did not get to watch.
The
Normally I do, but
The Doctor, Britt Baker, defeated Chris Statlander to retain the AEW Women's Championship.
I don't think that feud's over yet.
No, not at all.
I don't think. I think that's going to go on for a few more matches.
We hope so.
I do.
I'd rather see Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho, but
Well, she won
that would be good.
Didn't she win the Battle Royale that gives her that opportunity?
Yeah.
Right?
I
Okay.
think so, yeah.
I don't disagree with you, but let's let Ruby be in AEW for a few months before she gets the shot at the title.
no, they're already talking
Or
smack
just
at each other on
I know,
Wednesdays. So.
I know.
Right.
Just do, that's all.
Apparently, she was interviewed on Busted Open the other day, and she commented about how she actually trained with Britt and taught her some things. And so now they're building on that storyline, like teacher, mentor, and all that sort of stuff.
Like when she tried to interrupt her on Wednesday, she's like, "Hi, Brittany," which nobody ever calls her that. So she's like, "What?"
Lucha Bros defeated the Young Bucks in a huge cage match to win the AEW Tag Team Championship. I heard, again, I didn't see the whole thing, but this seemed like really to be a spot fest. The Canadian destroyers, and all that stuff all over the place from the top, and it seemed to be a spot fest to me more than anything else for them to win.
I think it was the match of the show.
Okay.
That match was wild.
Yes, it was.
Looks like we got some Glow fans supporting Ruby Soho.
You got some comments in there?
Yeah,
Let's hear 'em.
Omar Jackson says, hopefully she'll shake up AEW women's division.
Okay.
And I like her. So I agree with you, Omar. That kind of sounds great. And then did have somebody else say, they hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but Nick Khan of WWE may be hidden related to Tony Khan of AEW.
We've actually been talking about that for months. Scott Hosey, who helped start the show, he started all of that with thinking that there's a very silent working relationship. Let's call it that. I don't want to say partnership or whatever. Let's say working relationship behind the scenes, with Vince and Tony. And it's ironic that of all the people that Vince can hire to run and get involved in the company was another guy by the last name of Khan. I don't know.
A segment of Raw sponsored by Ancestry.com. that those two are not related.
Was that like a free plug for Ancestry?
Sponsor us.
Oh my goodness gracious!
That's funny.
Speaking of Ruby Soho, she debuted and won the Casino Battle Royale to win her future shot at the women's champion, whoever may be at the time. I liked her very much in WWE. She got a Raw deal, I think, when she came back with Liv after the injury, and they were running together as a tag team again, and really trying to make a concerted effort against the women's tag for the women's tag belts. I was very happy for her.
Yeah, I like her.
Of all the three Riot Squad ladies, are you not surprised that Liv Morgan is the last one standing in WWE? And not to knock Liv in any way, shape, or form, but when it was ever the three of them, we always saw the other two more get physical in the match. Liv, we know, suffered a concussion accidentally when Bella kicked her, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Liv is great. She should get her shot. She was starting to be pushed. Now she's pulled back again. But Ruby Soho, I'm very happy that she's reached this level now.
Yeah, so we'll see where she goes. I'm kind of following. That's
I think the interesting point, and I've said this and I'll continue to say it, you want to know where all the wrestlers are going to be shown. I've said this for a long time. Please, please, please put a women's show on during the week, strictly women, and then you'll be able to get enough wrestlers on camera.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, there needs to be something like Glow again in today's wrestling environment.
And
I mean, the women's wrestlers are just amazing. So it's amazing that they need the recognition and the venue to do that. and not just be one here, one there in between the men's matches. I mean, we have Glow fans that just watch women wrestling.
Right.
They don't even want to watch men's wrestling.
Yeah.
Their interest, and they like and they see you guys, the girls, the women, the things they do in the years since it's progressed are just doing unbelievable things. And, I have a lot of that say it has nothing to do with it's the women and they hardly have any clothes on. They really are watching the female wrestling. So it would be great. So Chief, you gotta put that out there some more. We gotta get another women's league going.
And I agree with April. Today's women wrestlers are just amazing. I mean, and it's not just about the great bodies and the cute outfits.
Yeah. These are major
It pains
athletes.
me to see some of the stuff that they're doing. Like, they are just,
They can do it. They can have as good a match,
They're the real deal.
on the level of a women's match as some of the guys have. No question.
Oh.
And that would help alleviate the issue we had on SmackDown yesterday, where the ladies' tag match had to get squashed
missed,
because there was no time on
That
the
sucks.
show.
And that was 6 good
wrestlers.
women
Yep.
wrestlers that got scratched.
That sucks because we're no longer the snack. While the women wrestle,
The valet.
let's do the bathroom run and go get the beer.
Right.
No. We're headlining now.
Yeah.
At
Women are
SummerSlam, that was
headlining.
Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre.
And by the way, SummerSlam was amazing. That was my first time going to a WWE, WWF event. And Sam, my buddy in Jersey, Sam Weiss, made that happen.
Sam's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good
That's
guy.
cool.
And that was amazing. So it's,
Now
he
you
says I made his dream come true because I took him to Hollywood and he got me into a big wrestling event. And it was amazing. I just loved it.
Now you got to come
I was
back.
just bummed for Zelina Vega last night because he's like from New York.
Yeah.
Always wanted to wrestle in Madison Square Garden, and she got bumped. She had some cool gear on freaking. She posted on Instagram too. That sucked.
Sarah Logan was, Ben shares this with us. Ben Bowman, thank you. Good morning, Ben. Sarah Logan was actually behind the scenes at All Out.
Yeah.
So there's talk about her. I saw her pop up in a story as someone else that may be joining. All right, let's go through the last couple of matches before we go to our next break. We're gonna do away with the Chiefs rant this week. We're gonna substitute that with the message. I know that we're gonna substitute that with the message.
I'm going to take a couple minutes.
Okay, so he's changed gears on me mid-show.
No.
So April wants to share some thoughts on something. We'll do that when we come back from the break.
That's Chiefs prerogative.
I know it is. It's written in your contract. CM Punk returns to the ring and defeated Darby Allin.
He had a good match for being gone for 7 years.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
I agree.
Paul White defeated QT Marshall, I guess is the way he's pronouncing it.
I wonder if Marshall's finally going to go behind the scenes now and really become the trainer and go off TV.
I would have figured if they're going to put Big Show on pay-per-view, it would have been a bigger match and a bigger deal.
Why did they even need to put him in the ring in the first place?
Well, if you looked at that scar he had on the hip, you're right. He should probably not have been in the ring.
Kenny Omega defeated Christian Cage.
Awesome match.
I was going to say, I heard that was the match of the night is what I heard.
Yep.
It was a great match. And
I'm
then,
going to have to go back and watch all this.
Yeah.
Then, of course, at the end, Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, as he is now going to be known under his correct name, made their debut. So, really, if you think about it, you had Ruby, Adam, Daniel, all debuting, all former WWE. Oh,
Yes.
we have another. Oh, I know this number. Thank you for calling, caller. Who's this, please?
What's going on, gentlemen, ladies? It's Garth. How are you guys?
Hi, Garth.
Garth. Got
How
Garth.
are you?
What's going on, bud?
I was waving at you.
What's up, you jabroni?
Nothing. Just on my way to the store. I wanted to take a quick moment and thank the people at Firehouse. Thanks everybody at Thoughts Count Anywhere. Otto, everybody that bought shirts or merchandise to help support a good cause. It meant quite a bit, a great deal to me personally to make that donation based on the loss. And over the last week, we've seen once again how important mental health awareness is. So we've got to reach out to those that we know. If you see someone having a hard time or just haven't heard from somebody in a while, to reach out to them.
Right on. Right on, man. Also, a special shout out that I want to add into that to make sure that Ben Bowman and the crew over there, Top Rope Collectibles, also is part of that contribution, and we want to thank them as well.
And somebody at Finley Mazda, some manager at Finley Mazda gave money too, I guess.
As a New Day would say,
Ooh.
That's right. Of course, Garth and the folks. Yes. Go ahead.
It's great to see the ladies back in town.
Yes, thank you. Are we going to see you this week?
No, unfortunately, I've got a whole ton of stuff on my plate between work and trying to move and everything, but I'm there in spirit with you ladies.
Thank you.
Do me a favor. Give the chief a big slap for me. He's earned it.
I'm gonna kick your ass, buddy.
Problem is he'll love it. That's the problem. Garth, thank you, buddy, for calling in.
That's the point.
Love you, bro.
All right, you guys have a great one.
See you, man.
You too, man.
All right. We are going to step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we're going to give the microphone to April to discuss what Garth was alluding to, the thoughts you have, and of course, you mentioned Carol Castle in our messaging and stuff, and I know Carol as well. Yes. With that, we'll be back. 60 seconds.
If you order Firehouse subs online or with our app, we'll have those delicious, melty subs boxed, bagged, and ready to pick up with rapid rescue to go. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Come to you live from the Go Live Vegas Studio, heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Aaron, Matt, Chief, and the ladies are here in the house, and you, the listener, let us never forget September 11th. Always, forever. Okay, before we get back to business, I'd like to turn it over to Miss April. She has some thoughts that she would like to share with us in light of some of the news that Garth was alluding to. So, April, please take it away.
Thank you. We had quite a few losses this year in the wrestling industry. Most recent is Daphne, who committed suicide last week. I believe it was last week. And then there was another one not too much earlier than that, and there was another gentleman wrestler, and I can't remember who it was. But anyway, she was only 45 years old. I'm close to 60, and I can't even imagine. I mean, here she is, 45. But we work with an organization called Wrestling for Life, and they're located out of Minnesota with a wonderful lady, Carol Castle, who normally comes to CAC every year, but she won't be there this year. And she started this organization who has a life coin, and they're beautiful. And you know, I switched my bags and I had them to bring to show you guys, but I'll have them on my page, on my Facebook page and my Instagram. You can buy the life coins, and basically what they are, there's these beautiful coins that have a wrestling ring, and then it has like the U.S. flag.
So they're like commemorative coins.
They're commemorative coins, but they have the hotline number on it. And so these are where organizations or like fire departments, for first responders, because that's how Carol started this. Her son was a firefighter and committed suicide as being a first responder and having some difficulties mentally. So if you see someone who is struggling, and we are in this COVID, so this is, there's no specific person who this is going to affect. It can be any one of us, any day, any time. If you see someone struggling, all you need to do is tell them, go on the website, or here's the number for Wrestling for Life. Give them a call. You will not be connected to a line that will put you on hold. The National Suicide Hotline is a number that if you call in, you get put on hold. With Wrestling for Life, that organization has first responders who man the phones, and you will get a phone call answered. They will not put you on hold. And so please
right now on the screen, I believe those are coins?
There's the coins. That's
there
them.
You go.
So there is also another
Aaron.
one that has the wrestling ring, because that one we did specifically for CAC and surrounding the wrestling organizations and industry, because suicide is high in the wrestling industry. Now we know that there are the concussion protocols in wrestling and pro football and all the sports nowadays. So there is proof that there is a correlation to the pounding of our heads and the injuries that we suffer, that it does affect the brain and the depression and the anxieties and all those sorts of things. So on top of it, now we're throwing in COVID. So that is an issue where it's affecting all of us. Kids, 17-year-olds.
Now, the phone number that I see on the coin, as you said, that's a 206 area code, so that's Minnesota.
Yes.
Can anybody call that line from
Yep.
anywhere in the country?
Anywhere,
It's not just
yep.
Minnesota specific.
Nope. Countrywide, you can call that number. You will get, and the one thing about this line is when you call, so if you are like, say, a 16-year-old kid who's having some struggles but doesn't want to reach out to their parents yet, they can call this line, and let's say the parent's starting to come in their room, they can hang up the phone and it does not have an auto dial back to that. So the parents will not know that they're calling a suicide line asking for help. In addition, what goes on with this organization, if you call and ask for help, that information is not able to be used in the court of law. It cannot be subpoenaed as evidence. So those are things that people don't reach out to organizations because those are two things that they're concerned with.
Right.
So you can feel comfortable that if you call this number, your call will be answered. You will not be put on hold. So please look at my page. I will post it again on my page. It's Carol Castle Wrestling 4, the number 4 Life. And it is associated with the wrestling organizations in Minnesota. So we thank them and Carol Castle. We will be at CAC. If you guys have any questions, stop by, see us at the Glow booth. And
Do you have a website for Wrestling for Life?
Wrestling for Life.
.org?
I think it's .org.
Is it the number 4
the
or
number
the word?
4. So it's wrestling, the number 4, life.org. And you could even just put just that, Wrestling for Life, on your Google, and it'll take you right there. You could see it. There's pictures. There's even pictures of me on there. There's pictures of me and Cheryl and Hollywood at one of the CAC things where we're showing the coins.
Will you be selling these coins on her behalf there?
I wish she had.
Oh, so the only way to order right now
So
would be
right
through-
now, the only way would be to go to the website.
Gotcha.
I won't have them, but you guys can get them. And if you order them in a bulk, so if you have a company or something where you want to buy 100, they give you a break, and you can pass them out to your
Interesting.
employees as just a gesture
reminder.
to
Sure.
get this to hold with you in the event that you run across someone
Sure.
that's struggling. You could say, here's this coin. This is somewhere you need to call. Reach out. You guys, mental health is not the way it used to be years ago. This is an important avenue for you to get the help that you need. So
And sometimes
please
it affects
do.
people you least expect.
That's exactly
because you
right.
don't know what's going on
That's
behind
right.
somebody's closed
That's right.
doors at home. So
And it's always the ones who are quiet
Correct.
and you
Exactly.
don't think are having issues. So that's why I talk about it in mixed company or any time, because you don't know
Right.
who it's affecting.
Right.
You don't know who's struggling. And guess what? You just have to be open to accept and realize that, you know what, there's nothing wrong with getting mental health issues and help.
It's all about awareness for yourself, to look around you to see if someone needs help. I work in an elementary school during the week, and even for me, I had to take suicide awareness training because, as you said, teenage suicide is the
So
worst
high.
event,
So high
is the
right
worst
now.
numbers, the worst demo. So
Yeah.
again, it's wrestle4life.org. Get their coins,
Coins.
good for anywhere, and then also the third coin that has the ring on it. And what's on the other side?
It's just all this information,
Oh, all
but
the same
on the
information.
back side it has a wrestling ring and the U.S. flag.
Gotcha.
So it's really
Perfect.
cool. Very
All
cool.
available on the website,
Yep.
Wrestling for Life, and great message.
Thank
Because
you.
you just don't know. And you don't know whether a simple, hi, how you doing? A smile to somebody, that can turn somebody just like that. Who's
Yeah.
maybe
For
having a
sure.
crappy day, and you say, hey, Matt, how you doing today? And all of a sudden brightens up that person's life, and you've
For
just
sure.
saved somebody with just a simple, kind gesture. Thank you very much. It's a
Thank
great
you.
message. Chief, I know you said you had a couple of things that you wanted to share in your truncated Chiefs rant. Are we going to do a quick open for the Chiefs rant, or let's just go right into it?
Let's go.
Go for it. It's all yours.
All right, here's what we got. September 11th, tonight, Let It Ride, Best of the West, Super Beast Training Compound, 714 South First Street, bell times 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, Sunday and Monday night, Casino Royale 2021, Gold Coast Hotel and Casino, bell time 6 p.m. September 13th to the 15th, Cauliflower Alley Club Reunion, Gold Coast Hotel Casino, 10 to 5. October 1st through the 3rd, Unicon, Friday through Sunday at World Market Center. And for your pro wrestling memorabilia, the Penalty Box, Brew Brothers, Top Rope Collectibles, and Joshua and Friends.
Awesome.
And there you have
How
it.
about Power Play Sports Collectibles? He's got wrestling stuff there. Doesn't he? On the back wall in the left somewhere?
Like all over the store.
In the Versus Studios studio, right?
Eh?
I'm just asking, right?
You plugged it.
And I hate correcting Chief on air. That's what
I know.
because he's not answering, and that worries me for after the show.
Chief looked stumped for a second, and we're all like, "What has happened? Did the world just stop on its axis, or what?"
He was taking a breather.
Chief is not stumped. Trust me.
That was the Chief's.
Chief,
Listen.
Chief is thinking of how to get back.
Right. See, that's what worries me. That's what worries me above all. See, it's Chief's world. We're just living in it. You know what I'm saying? We're borrowing time in it. That's all. All right. Let's get back to some other news and notes around the AEW Impact Report world. First of all, PWI 500 came out. Pro Wrestling Illustrated's top 500 came out. Oh, my daughter Radar is in the chat room all the way from Virginia. Big wrestling fan. Hey, kiddo. Glad you can jump in there. She works CrossFit in the morning. She's probably done already 3 CrossFit workouts.
Wow.
She just loves CrossFit. So love you, kiddo. Thanks for jumping in. Okay, top 500. Let's go to the top 10. Number 1, let's see. Kenny Omega was number 1, which I think is the second year in a row that AEW has topped the list, if I'm not mistaken. Then Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, McIntyre.
McIntyre number 4. He should be like 2.
I'll tell you what he did during the pandemic time for WWE, I don't disagree with you. Ibushi, Moxley, Ospreay, Baylor, Tagati, and Swan. Rich Swan, another former WWE guy in the top. I tried looking for the entire list, but you got to join online, download the list, pay whatever. Interesting top 10. Any thoughts on the top 10 other than, like you said, McIntyre should be a little bit higher? Guys, your thoughts on the top 10? Matt?
I thought McIntyre would be at least number 3 because he carried the whole company for
that's what I said.
9/10 of the year.
Right.
I get it with Kenny Omega, but that's what I thought. I thought he would have been 2 or 3. Yeah.
Omega and Reigns make sense because they're the top of the 2 biggest companies.
Now, from what I heard, the gentleman who is responsible for putting this together for PWI was also interviewed on that other radio show. Keep plugging them. They go through a timeline of like July 1st through June 30th is the calendar year that they look at in that 12-month period so they can get the list out for September. So they look at everything. So, of course, we know Kenny Omega had multiple belts and was on 2 different companies, Roman Reigns and stuff. But, to me, I agree. McIntyre should be number 3 at the very least.
He's my man. I mean, for SummerSlam, I went dressed. I had my plaid skirt. I had my Scottish warrior with his flag and bling all over, and the little kilt with my pin. And so that was my sword. So
I want to see Heath Slater get his comeuppance. 2/3 of 3MB has made huge strides, but Heath just doesn't. I mean, is he on Impact now officially, or he was?
He's hurt. He's been hurt.
Yeah,
he had multiple injuries.
He hurt his knee or something during a match.
He needs to do what the other 3MB guys did: come back yoked to the WWE, and they'll give him the WWE title.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
By the way, my daughter shares 3 workouts and a 2-mile walk already.
Oh.
And now they're 3 hours ahead. So for them,
You
it's
do
after
it,
lunch.
girl. I wish I could be doing that.
And now it's time to listen to my favorite voice. She says,
That's
"Must be
nice.
Chief."
No.
I have a complaint
Okay.
with
What a
this
shocker.
list.
With the list, let's hear it.
Where the hell's the women?
Yes.
They're on a separate list.
Whoa. Where's Britt Baker? Where's the man?
Remember the timeline. Becky Lynch was out during the 12 months that they were looking.
Yeah.
So
So PWA 500 is for the men. They have a PWI Women's
Hey, but-
100 for the women.
They
so there
do
you go.
have it?
They have their own list.
Why not?
Oh, there is?
Why not
Integrate
Why
them,
not
though.
combine them?
Yeah. Because I
Why-
see they're
and I'm
still
not-
segregating
I
us.
thought people were bitching about this list. Wait till you put the women on it. That is really going
I'm not
downhill.
complaining about you, okay, what you're saying, but put the damn women on the same
Bianca
list.
Belair, where is she?
Okay, who makes
Where's the queen?
the women put the product over as much as the men do.
Sure.
Okay, so is there?
Who's the first woman on that list then?
So
There
is
isn't.
is there separatism?
Okay, that is a great question. If right now we do our own top, let's just say top 5, just for conversation. Who is your top 5 women wrestlers if you did your own? And now remember, July 1st through June, because we're putting the list out in September.
For the product,
Give me 5.
For the product, I'll give you one. Charlotte.
Give me 4 more. Give me a top 5 who would be on your list.
Britt Baker.
Okay.
When she was there, Ruby.
Okay. At WWE?
Yep.
Okay.
Bianca.
Okay.
And Sasha.
Okay.
Britt Baker.
Wait a minute. Where's Alexa Bliss?
You threw your 5.
Where's your girlfriend?
I would really do
And
Britt Baker
and Alexa.
Sasha, Alexa, Bianca, and Charlotte.
Okay.
Britt Baker.
Who would your top
I'm going
5?
to defer to.
So we're gonna go with the queens. So we got Charlotte, Bianca Belair, Sasha. I gotta go with Sam's girl because she's been doing good. Is Rhea Ripley, and maybe my 5th. You know, Alexa. I know she's a little off there, but I kind of like her. I think I might add her.
Ben posts in here real quickly. Let me share this with you. Ben posts, how about Sheeta? She held the title for over a year. And Josh, and I'll tell you what, Josh Wolf, this is the comment that I like. No one's brought up Bayley. She was as important to the pandemic timeline during WWE as Drew McIntyre was.
Right.
And then when she did the story with Sasha and broke away and hurt, I totally agree.
I agree, too.
Bayley should be in the top 5.
Yeah, I agree.
In my opinion.
I forget. See, that's
that's the problem. She's
that's
out
Out of
because
sight,
of
out of
injury.
mind.
But yeah, so but I agree.
Excuse
He's
me.
right.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Vicky.
I forgot Vicky's woman too. She needs to be in there too.
Which one? Nyla?
Yeah.
Nyla Rose?
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
the ladies who were involved during the pandemic period, or any wrestler for that matter, they are beyond crazy in what they did to maintain. Drew McIntyre needs to win a championship in front of 60,000 people.
He does.
We've
Okay.
been
He's
saying
been ripped-
saying that.
Well,
Yeah,
he's been
absolutely.
ripped off how many times over
Exactly.
and over and over.
Exactly.
You know.
Same thing for Bayley. When she's
Yeah.
healthy, she won the title in an empty crowd. She
Yeah.
needs to win the title, whether she's a heel or not, in front of
Yeah.
people to get
I agree.
the real reaction. And I totally agree with Josh. I would actually put Bayley in the top 5.
I would too.
And I would
mean,
put her
see,
ahead
she's-
of Alexa only for this reason. Bayley
You're
had
fired.
been. Oh, that's fine.
No. But you know what? I agree completely because you know what? I just threw Alexa in there.
Right.
But I think Bayley really should be.
And here's the only reason why. Alexa had not been wrestling in the ring during the time of this character for the bulk of that 12-month period.
Yeah. True.
You know, her acting ability for the character and working
Yep.
with Bray aside,
Yep.
but her activity in the ring during the pandemic was nothing compared
Yeah.
to what
True.
Bayley did during that
True.
time period. So,
I
Josh,
agree,
thank you for throwing that
100%.
in there. Out of sight, out of mind, because you know what? She's injured. First injury in her career to be out, 8-9 months because of a knee.
Yep.
So I totally agree with that.
Someone online, Omar Jackson is saying the Glow women put these Raw matches, male and female, to shame. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That was very, very nice. Thank you. We
All right.
appreciate that.
We have about 7 minutes left, 8 minutes. You know what time it is?
It is that time.
Happy
It is the
About 8
birthday
minutes
to
left.
you. Happy birthday to you.
It is time to celebrate some birthdays. Do we have the new version to play there? No, we don't have that one ready? No?
It's right up there with the other spot.
Well, although we talked about it on Tuesday, although he did go away, so I'll give him the credit for the one. All right, it is that time to celebrate some birthdays. If you out there are celebrating a birthday today, September 11th, through next Friday, the 17th, I believe, we want to wish you a happy
Bianca
birthday from
got
all of us
robbed
here
at SummerSlam.
at Thoughts Count Anywhere, and you are celebrating a birthday with these very important people.
Yeah, I know.
September 11th, Paul Heyman. Sojourner Bolt. September 12th, Road Warrior Animal. September 13th, Angelina Love, Baron Corbin. September 14th, Penelope Ford. September 15th, Teddy Long. And Adrian Adonis. I remember Adrian Adonis. Man, oh man. September 16th, Kiera Hogan. September 17th, Jim Cornette. And TCA would be remiss with a very special birthday that we want to make sure we mention. Also on September 12th, Nicholas Burnett. We want to wish you all a happy birthday, Nicholas. Thank you. Everybody out there, have a happy birthday. Celebrate safe, please. So we can see you next week.
now.
What she said.
Ditto.
Happy birthday in Hawaiian.
There you go. So thank you to everybody. Celebrate safely, please.
Something does
Okay,
not stay on.
let's go back to some of our news and notes here real quickly. We talked about that. MJF's promo with Pillman. Is that what you were talking about on here? Are you kidding me? I heard bits and snippets of it, but
Hey, I want to.
He got his heat back in one
In
5-minute
absolutely.
promo for
Got you.
sure.
I want to know one thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to protest again. When we were doing the All Out results, how come we passed on Moxley and Kojima's match? We never talked about it.
oh, you know why? Because my thumb was probably covering it, and I just skipped right over it.
I got
apologize.
back at you now.
There you
okay.
go. So John, all right. So let's talk about Moxley and Kojima. Thoughts on the match, guys? You're right. Thank you for catching that.
That was a good match. It was like, seems like Moxley wants to go through all the Japanese legends.
I think if I read right, I think Kojima's going to stay over here for a while, and they're going to have a couple more battles.
That'd be cool.
I think so.
I'm just waiting for Okada to hit AEW.
God.
That's gonna cause a stir and make some great matches. And
Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, the four companies, well, 5 companies. I need a John Moxley figurine, so y'all look out for one, and if you find it, pick it up for me.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
I don't think the one that you forgot to mention was having that on his high list. Anyway, okay. You'll notice now up on the screen are some more coins. That's not the one you were talking
the
about.
wrong
It's still
one.
not, but thank you. He's really working on
wrestling
it.
ring
It's
with
actually a
the
wrestling
American
ring.
flag on it.
Yeah, it
Rest-
actually shows a wrestling ring. It should be on there. I'm surprised.
Are you on the
And
Wrestling for Life website?
It's not on the website. I
It's
looked
not
already.
okay. Maybe I wonder if
No.
it would be on the CAC one because I recall a picture of me holding the one with. The
That's
ring.
okay. Well, if
But
Carol maybe's in your
Carol-
chat room, she can maybe
she's
let
not,
us
I don't
know.
think she's on, but
Okay.
we'll post it and.
Okay.
Looks like we got more. God, boy, these
Good.
people are just
And we want to
really-
thank everybody who's watching
Thank you
through
for
your
watching
feed, for
us
sure.
for our feed.
And you know, I got to do the shout out to Scott. Scott's been real busy.
Oh, of course.
Mr. Hosey,
Yes.
Power Play Sports Collectibles, and one of the creators
Tina.
of Unicom.
Right, and one of the stalwarts here at Thoughts Count Anywhere. He was one of our original partners here on the air.
And he was with us last week.
That's right. He helped celebrate and kick off our 100th episode. All right. Triple H had surgery because of a cardiac event. Is expected to make a full
So
recovery.
tell me what a cardiac event is, will you?
Heart
A nice
attack?
way to say heart attack.
Heart attack.
Then why the hell don't you say heart attack?
Well, did he have a blocked
Sounds
heart?
too serious.
Because they don't want to scare the
They
shit
don't wanna
out of
scare-
everybody.
You know?
They
Do you-
scared enough of the commentators last night that they didn't even mention his name.
do you
That's
have-
crazy.
You know, do you have a heart attack? Do you have a blockage? Do they
Right.
put stents
Is
in?
it a bypass?
Is he
What
out
did
of
you
the
have?
high?
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying to you
Yeah.
earlier this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. Proving there were times that people thought Triple H didn't have a heart. I guess now he does. Sorry. Couldn't resist
Now
that
that's
one.
been
Triple
confirmed.
H needs to take the company over.
After Roman Reigns defeated Finn Balor, the lights briefly turned red, and we heard the opening beat of the Demon's music. Finn Balor, of course, I believe he made an appearance last
I
night.
wrote that
did he not?
before Friday.
I was just
so
going to say, that was the week before.
Demon came out.
Yes, Demon came out last week, or last night. So that's pretty good. I think a lot of people expected that.
I don't know. I was
Yeah?
sleeping.
I just saw it on the news. What do I know? But yeah, so the Demon is back. So it'll probably be Reigns and the Demon, Finn and his Demon character for the belt. Let's see.
Well, wait a minute. Hold it.
Go ahead.
What happened last night with Roman and
Edge.
Brock?
Brock?
Brock Lesnar.
What's going to happen with that, do you think, Mike?
I think that's like
my
the main
friend?
event in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. Okay.
And they're going to play the story up with Paul Heyman because now they said last night Heyman knew that Brock was coming back at SummerSlam, and now they're going to play that
That
angle.
was funny, the look on Roman's face, and he was like, why didn't you tell him I was coming back at SummerSlam? And Reigns grabbed his belt and left.
Yeah.
I'll tell you some of the inside stories we know. I don't know if I'd want to go to Saudi Arabia or not.
Oh, I hella wouldn't.
Oh no.
And we'll just leave it at that.
I have one just quick comment.
Mm-hmm.
I have Tina Yates from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Hi, Tina.
Says,
Hi,
Glow,
Tina.
Glow, in my opinion, the best women's wrestling. I would rather watch that more than today's women's wrestling. Thank you.
There you go.
And it's all old. It's 35-year-old stuff, and they're still watching
Can
it.
I ask you all a question?
Mm-hmm.
Did you,
Thanks, Tina.
in your wrestling career, did you get to meet Fabulous Moolah or Mae Young or any of the women wrestlers from WWE?
You know what? I was not fortunate enough. My days would be Matilda the Hun would be our version of them.
Okay.
So that would probably be the closest that we were able to,
watched a lot of tape of them, though.
Yeah,
Watched
lots of wrestling videos watching them back in the day.
No.
Never had the pleasure.
No, obviously that's a lot of how you guys trained, was watching tape as well as having hands-on trainers, of course.
Right.
So we have a couple of minutes left. CAC this week, real quickly. What are you guys doing there?
So we'll be at CAC. Oh, there's the coins. That's a picture. So that probably is one of the coins. We'll be at CAC. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the Nostalgia Room. We'll be there from 10, I think it's 10 to 5, and then activities at night. But you can come on down. We have merchandise. We'll have 8x10s and
that's free to the public?
autographs, and that's free to the public. There's no charge to come into the Nostalgia Room. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll have I got a bunch of goodies and autographs, items and things like that. So come on down. We don't know if there's going to be. There's been a real shift in Glow Girls right now. So it's going to be the Colonel and I.
We'll be there.
And we will be
so
there.
come on down and see us.
Yes.
They brought the best ones.
Of course.
Thank you.
So yeah, it should be fun. A lot of the fans are real excited because of COVID. It really put a damper on things.
Sure.
So there are a lot of
out in
fans.
public
Yeah,
again.
And people are just, they're happy. They're just so excited
Masks,
to
do you know anything about masks? And I asked that
Yes.
because as of Friday, Governor Sisolak mandated that masks now have to be worn indoors at all times now, regardless
come.
of
And the
size of event or something.
CAC, if you go on the CAC website for the reunion, they are following the mandate. And so it will be masks indoors. And so we'll wear masks and photo op. I just take it off.
Is Sam coming out?
I wish, but maybe next year. But next year, we're doing Money in the Bank next year. So that's 4th of July weekend.
I was going to ask you, are you coming?
We're coming. Yes, we are. We're trying to get a Glow group. So we're putting it out there, and we're going to try and do a meet and greet that same weekend because he had so much fun. He says we're going back. So it's already a plan.
So
Is this the right one?
No, that's a picture of the Glow. Are you still looking for the coin?
No, for the
he's still trying to find Glow.
Oh, that is Glow, but that's season 3 and 4.
That's a newer version.
Those
You
are the
need to go
newer
back to
girls.
the-
You're working too hard over there.
still
Aaron.
there.
But
I
this
was there
is-
for all 4 seasons.
What were the years, real quickly, we're up against the clock, real quickly, what were the years that the original Glow ran?
80. I started in 85, so it would have been 85, 86, 87, 88, and 89.
There you go. So maybe
And
that'll help your
Ninotchka
timeline.
is only one of the 4. Is there 4 of you?
Yeah.
So Hollywood, Fiji, Colonel, and who was the 4th one? I couldn't remember, and Hollywood couldn't remember. So I think it might just be
us
you
three.
three.
Yeah.
And they're the only 3 that did all 4
The
seasons.
originals.
1,
There
2,
you go.
3, and 4.
All right.
Yeah, so
So
she's,
stop by Cauliflower
Flower
Alley
Alley
Club
Club.
Convention. Gold Coast starts Sunday night. There's actually going to be some activity, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 10, you said? 10 to 4?
10 to 5.
10 to 5. That's
And
what I
then-
said.
Yep, and then events at night.
And then there's other events at night, but it's open to the public from 10 to 5, so you can go into the rooms and
The
see all the
nostalgia room
stuff
and do all
and
that.
meet the ladies, go on down and do it. Real quickly, NFL season started this week. Number 1 started. The
Go Saints.
the Buccaneers defeated the the Cowboys. Got them all excited.
In the last 19 seconds, huh?
Just
Don't
about.
ever give Tom Brady the ball with like 2 minutes left.
I know, right?
God, that guy just makes me sick.
With that, though, I do want to go out just reminding everybody today is September 11th. It is a somber day for a lot of people, as well as it should be, because we should never forget, what happened at the events in New York City 20 years ago today with the planes. And not only that, but we talk about 9/11. We show the pictures of New York, but let's not forget about the plane that went down in Pennsylvania. Courtesy of the passengers, because that plane theoretically was either headed to the White House or the Capitol building. And then, of course, there was a plane that hit the Pentagon. That was all part of September
My teacher
11th.
was on that plane.
Right.
On which plane?
The Pentagon.
You had one of your teachers? Wow.
Well, I worked for United Airlines, so I was in New York 2 weeks before 9/11, saw the towers. Then I have connection to the fire department and police department, went back 2 months after 9/11 and took this private tour. And I was able to get into this viewing area because I was a United employee. So they had like a ramp you could go up and you could see just the two
Well, I grew up with those 2 towers as part of my horizon because I'm from Jersey on the other side of the bridge,
Yeah,
and I saw it every day.
was
Okay, with that,
something to see.
as we go out, do you have the recording pulled up again? Is that what you're going to do? No. Okay. So if you can put the picture up, the remembrance, we want to thank everybody for watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. And as I always like to say, especially now, please be kind to everybody. Why? because we're all we have. Have a great week, everybody, from all of us
Aloha.
here. Ladies,
Thanks
thank you
for
for joining
tuning in,
us.
you guys.
Thank you for watching
Thanks for
Thoughts
having
Count
us.
Anywhere. We'll see you next week right here. Same time, same bad channel. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, aloha. Now it's off.
Planes crashed into upper floor of the World Trade Center, transmit a second alarm, and start relocating companies into the area. 10-4, Battalion 1. Battalion 1 is also sending the whole consignment on this box to that area, okay? Engine 6 to Manhattan, okay? Engine 6. The World Trade Center, tower number 1 is on fire. The whole outside of the building, there was just a huge explosion. 10-4, all companies stand by at this time. There's been a second alarm on that box immediately. 10-4. Engine 1 to Manhattan. Engine 1-0. Engine 1-0, World Trade Center, 1060. Send every available ambulance, everything you got to the World Trade Center now. 10-4, 1060 has been transmitted for the World Trade Center. 1060 for the World Trade Center. 3 truck to Manhattan. 3 truck. Civilian reports from up here, a plane just crashed into the World Trade Center for your information. 10-4, okay. Trucks available. Battalion 1 to Manhattan. Battalion 1, okay. We have a number of floors on fire. It looked like the plane was aiming towards the building. Transmit a third alarm. We'll have the staging area at Vesey and West Street. Have the third alarm assignment go into that area. Second alarm assignment report to the building, okay? All right, 10-4. Second alarm assignment, report to the World Trade Center. Second alarm assignment, report to 1 World Trade Center. Engine 1-0 to Manhattan. Engine 1-0, okay. It appears an airplane crashed into the World Trade Center. 10-4. Third alarm's been transmitted, box 8087. Third alarm transmitted, box 8087 for 1 World Trade Center. Squad 1-8 to Manhattan, Jay. Squad 1-8, okay. If the 1st Battalion transmitted that it looked like it was intentional, inform all units going in